Second to this subaltern position that we might have in relation to other partialists or to the kind of health system in general as generalist practitioners. I'd like to kind of maybe be a bit kind of provocative, but turn it around into what position, what power relations we take part in also with patients or with other subjectivities within the health system, and what critical practices can we put in place in relation to those. No, it's not only about kind of claiming power from partialists within the hospitals, but how do we let that power go also towards the other kind of patients, subjects and subjectivations of kind of unhealthy suffering bodies, no?
I couldn't agree more. I mean, again, it's something we need to think about every single day, about how we're using, I mean, we undoubtedly have a degree of power, and how we use that power, and how particularly we use that power within communities of practice, you know, whose voices get heard. And I think we also need to use that power politically, because we do have a voice. We need to share that voice. But sometimes it's only healthcare professionals, I'm not saying just doctors, who can tell the stories of people who have no voice and will have no opportunity for a voice. And I think there is nothing more powerful than going to hospital managers, healthcare politicians, and telling them the story of one patient who exemplifies the effect of their policies on the voiceless, the lives of the voiceless. It's very powerful, and they don't have an answer, but it makes them think. So power is two-edged. We can use the power, but we have to try and be very conscious about how we're using it and when we're suppressing other voices and, as you say, other subjectivities. And I don't know what was wrong with my patients, but they did fight back quite a lot if I tried to. Though I once had a patient who left my list for years. She moved away, and then she moved back, and she said, she came to see me, she said, the last time I saw you, I could barely remember her, she said, the last time I saw you, you told me to quit my job and to leave my husband. I would never have said that. I mean, really, I'm not that self-reflecting, but I must have somehow suggested in the way I listened to her story or in the way I went, or that, you know, that made her think I'd said something as directive as that. And I mean, that just shows you the extent of the power. Actually, she did both, and she'd come to tell me that life was much better. Good and bad uses of power.
So, gràcies a tots per venir, ho tancaríem aquí, si no hi ha més preguntes. Thank you for your time, Iona. It has been a pleasure to have you here. I think so. I think so. So I'm not only speaking for me, I think. But if not, I can ask. But gràcies a tots per venir. Ja està. Si volem... No? Do you want to close it?
Yep. I was going to tell you that this small book that we gave you, it's like it talks about biographies, patients' biographies, and also nurses and doctor biographies. So it's a small,
fantastic
present that you can take
and study my Catalan.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thank you for coming.